What if Wii Sports was not merely a game, but an entire universe? For Pipe and many other Miis, this was their reality. But Pipe had something that set him aside from the average NPC. He had a dream to become the #1 Wii Sports Baseball player in the world. To do so, he would need to get his hands on the coveted Golden Nintendo Wii, the grand prize given to the winners of the Wii Sports Baseball World Cup. The tournament would be anything but easy, as powerhouse teams from all around stood in his way. Pipe's hopes rested on the shoulders of his new baseball team, the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers. One of the oldest clubs on the circuit, many described the Steamers as a shadow of their former selves. But with this team, this year, they might just have a shot. There was Engine Room, the unwavering captain, Mindbrain, the ingenious tactician, Xavier, the mysterious wildcard, and then there was Venus. This whole squad was burning with potential, but with no time to practice before the group stage began, it was anyone's guess how their tournament would unfold. And with that, they faced up against their first opposition, Browntown. He was shaking with nerves. This was the big moment, his first ever professional hit. The ball came towards him, and a foul ball, not a bad start, decent height on it. Pipe felt himself filling with confidence. But then... You're out! But Pipe was run out immediately. Thankfully, the ever-reliable Captain Engine Room was there to get things back on track. And with momentum back on their side, the Steamers produced a scintillating 12-2 victory. That wasn't to say their opening match was all smooth sailing, however. Spindle managed to get her bat stuck inside of her own head. Mindbrain overcalculated his shot, and Wrinkles, the eldest of the Steamers at 99 years old, was blind, which wasn't great for baseball. These warning signs continued to appear as they engaged in an after-hours practice match against tomorrow's opponents, the Salmon Fishers. The Salmon Fishers captain James was causing the team all sorts of problems, using his signature slow pitches, but this hardship was just what the team needed to evolve. As Wrinkles' tactic so far had been to continually swipe in the hope that he times his batting correctly, James's slow balls increased Wrinkles' chances of success. But just as the ball began to travel towards him, Wrinkles realised something very strange. Although he couldn't see the ball, it was moving so slowly that he could sense it. Wrinkles recalled his time as a young samurai. His sensei had once made him perform a drill in which he had to chop moving logs with his eyes closed. He'd had to picture the log in his mind using all of his samurai senses. And now those senses were kicking back in. Finally, with the help of some questionable fielding, Wrinkles scored a single. And with the rest of the team following suit, the next day they thumped the Salmon Fishers 6-1 to win their second official game of the competition. But this was only the beginning, for a far tougher challenge was still in store. The Steamers' arch rivals, Lucia's baseball team. The game was about to begin, and the teams lined up as they had in the previous two matches. But this time, instead of remaining silent, Lucia took the opportunity to get into the Steamers' heads. Hey guys, your team is really bad at baseball. Oh, Lucia, how could you say that? Yeah, I bet you don't even know how to swing a bat. Oh, Lucia, what the hell, man? You can't say these things. Oh, Lucia, oh. Yeah, and see your new pitcher over there? Pipe froze. Yeah, I bet he's not even any good. Lucia was a master of mind games. She could demoralize even the most optimistic of players, and she proved a real handful as she spent the entire game reeling out strings of insults. What you gonna do, new boy? You'll never be as good at pitching as me. You're supposed to be a captain, and you can't even make a simple catch. You're really old. You're really old. Ooh, are you scared, new boy? Does baby need his bottle? By the end of the third innings, the teams were tied at 3 apiece, and Lucia's baseball team found themselves one single away from victory. The air was tense. The crowd went silent. But just as Pipe geared up to pitch, the sun came out from behind the clouds and shone directly down into the player's eyes. Pipe was almost completely blinded. He couldn't see what was going on, but Jake, on the other hand, had come prepared. He was wearing sunglasses, and having superior vision, he was able to hit the ball in between the fielders and grab a single.
the Steamers had lost for the first time in the tournament. Lucia had won, and even worse, engine room collapsed.
Having aggravated a recurring injury to his confidence, Captain Engine Room was hospitalised, and with the points table in Group 1 agonisingly close, it was up to Vice Captain Mindbrain to see them through against their next opponents, the Pittsburgh Purples. Thankfully, he always had a plan.
Temperature is 23 degrees, wind speed 4 km an hour southwest, hours of sleep 4, meaning I need to enhance my abilities with a mantra. Rikki Tikki Toomba, Rikki Tikki Toomba. Add 12, divide by 300 cubed, then square the 4. Single. And that's how it's done.
The team bunted their way to a 5-0 victory, and with Engine Room returning for the final group game against Catherine's crew, a team in which every player was named Catherine, they turned on the style, cruising to a 13-7 victory, finishing joint top of the group and sealing a place in the round of 16. The knockout stages would be a completely different ball game, as in they were more difficult. It was still baseball, and the Steamers huddled around the TV in their hotel lobby to find out who they would be drafted against.
And if everyone's ready, I'll begin. The first match will be the Mordor Giants versus Turtlenecks United versus Bambara FC, Herobrine Athletic versus Lucia's Baseball Team versus Sporting Hokkaido versus Pittsburgh British Museum Association Baseball Team versus Luigi's FC. And finally, our last match will be the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers versus the Gary Barlow Fan Club Baseball Society.
It was the worst possible draw.
The society, in essence, is dedicated towards Gary Barlow, a singer-songwriter and member of the 90s UK boy band Take That. But here's the thing, my friends, it goes much, much deeper. This is a society run on specialist recruitment and meticulous training. Each member is selected based on their undying love for Gary Barlow, and that love is used to form a team unity like you've never seen before. The result of this is known as the Wall of Hands, a name feared by even the world's best batters. Some say it's like everywhere you hit the ball, a hand appears. A mass of arms, all moving as one. In all their years in the competition, they've never conceded more than 3 runs.
This daunting opposition made Pipe so nervous he couldn't sleep, and he wasn't alone. The Steamers' most famous player, Xavier, so famous he had his own theme tune, and their batting specialist, Barlow, were particularly shaken up as well.
Oh, look, it's that nobody Xavier. I heard you're famous for being in a shampoo advert, and you aren't actually talented at all. Gary Barlow is way better than you. Pipe and Xavier did their best to ignore the taunts, but Big H was in Xavier's head. Finally, it was Xavier's turn. The Gary Barlow fans began to sing once again. Oh, look who it is, it's Mr. Special. And Xavier failed to hit his first shot, but as he lined up for his second, something magical began to happen. The Gary Barlow fans' song was overpowered by another, more familiar tune. It was Xavier's theme song, and spurred on by this, Xavier managed a big hit. It looked good. It was gonna go all the way, but it landed agonizingly just the wrong side of the post, and it was given as a foul ball. Huh, I knew you weren't anything special. Xavier was caught out. So you're Barn Owl, are you? I heard you were raised in the woods by owls. Aren't you embarrassed? For Barn Owl, this was the final straw. He misplaced his shot, and he too was caught out by the Wall of Hands.
The Wall of Hands lived up to their reputation, catching ball after ball, and it was only thanks to a monumental performance from Team Strongwoman Scalene, combined with some excellent pitching by Pipe, that they just about managed to scrape through. Heading into the quarterfinals then, morale was at an all-time low. They faced the enormously experienced British Museum Association baseball team, and with many of the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers still in disarray, something had to change.
Xavier, what's up? Pipe, why are they chanting for me? I don't deserve all of this. I'm not talented like Gary Barlow or anyone else. I'm just gonna mess up again. Xavier had become famous after starring as the poster child for a brand of shampoo. He went viral after people thought his face looked funny. As a result, the life of fame was thrust upon him, and before he realised it, he was caught up in it all. It became an addiction. He just wanted more and more adoration. More fans singing his name. but his run-in with Big H had brought him painfully back down to earth. Here he was, playing at the Wii Baseball World Cup, and he wasn't even any good at baseball. He wished the crowd would stop singing. If only they'd stop singing. They're singing because they like you, Xavier, because you're a nice person. When a crowd creates a chant for a player, it means that player is pretty special. They're trying to encourage you, Xavier. They want you to succeed. Xavier felt the weight lift from his shoulders. They weren't chanting because they thought he was any greater than he was. They were chanting to encourage him. He felt proud again to have his own theme tune. He could feel the music coursing through his veins. And he knew what he had to do. Like Xavier, Barlow was really struggling. Where he usually had super fine-tuned sensors, he now found himself completely disorientated. If only his parents were here to give him some advice. They would know what to do. Suddenly, a distant who came from somewhere up in the stands. They were here. They were really here.
We're so sorry, son. We finally came to see you play.
We figured out if we just flew in from the top of the stadium, then we wouldn't have to buy tickets.
Now, son, listen to me.
Focus. You don't have to hit it hard, son. That's not your style. Just be accurate. Stay in for the team. And heeding his dad's advice, Barlow was able to sneak his shot in between the fielders for a smart single.
Confidence restored, the Steamers went on to win 5-3, securing themselves a spot in the semi-finals. And with the biggest moments of his baseball career to come, Pipe couldn't help but reflect on where it all began.
Today, we are going to be thinking about our future.
Woo! Future! Yay! Future!
Future! Okay, now one by one, I want you all to tell me what you want to do when you're older, okay? You first then, Susie.
I want to be in the Mii parade.
Good, Susie, well done. Now you, Stephen. I want to be in the Mii parade as well. Great, Stephen, that's wonderful. And how about you, Swazdala? I think I want to be in the Mii parade. That's excellent. I'm sure you'll make a fine Mii parader. And now, how about you, Pipe?
I want to play baseball.
Oh, now Pipe, I know sometimes we can all get a little ahead of ourselves, but we here in the Mii Plaza have all been designated to be in the Mii parade, okay?
I want to play baseball.
Yes, Pipe, I heard you the first time, but it's the Mii parade for you, you little rascal. Now don't you say it.
I wanna play baseball.
Now listen to me, Pipe. It's not going to happen. Maybe if you were born in the Wii Sports home menu, you get the chance. But that's a long, long way away from here. Sorry, class, I almost forgot my indoor voice there.
Miss, which way would this Wii Sports home menu be? Just out of interest, not for any reason or anything.
Oh, you'd have to go left for ages. Now enough of that. Okay, moving on. How about you, Poppet? Pipe? Where do you think you're going? Pipe, come back here right now. Pipe! Pipe! Oh God! Pipe! Come back! Pipe!
But now was no time to focus on the past. The Steamers were facing Yarikawa Prefecture, a team with more than a few tricks up their sleeve.
Victor stepped up to bat. How could this be happening? He was sure that Victor played for the British Museum Association baseball team as well. Pipe, that's not me. I'm Victor. That's someone dressed as me. Pipe was yet again in a state of shock, and Yarikawa scored another run. But as Shinosuke stepped up to bat for the second time, Pipe realised what was going on. This was one of his dirty tactics. It was just as Mind's Brain said. The Yarikawa players were cosplaying as other famous baseballers.
Yarikawa's captain Shinosuke was a true baseballing mastermind. The pressure of going home to the Mii Plaza weighed heavy on Pipe's mind. Thankfully, after playing so many diverse opponents throughout this tournament, Pipe had developed a few tricks of his own.
Pipe was a man on a mission, and taking a leaf from Shinosuke's book, Pipe spanned the ball close to the Yarikawa batters, forcing them to balloon the ball into the air only to be caught out by the equally motivated Steamers fielders. The one obstacle now was Shinosuke. But what Shinosuke didn't realise is that Pipe had plenty of tricks of his own. Splitters, spin balls and underarm pitching all combined into one. Shinosuke couldn't handle it. The ball hit the backstop's gloves, he was struck out, and the game ended.
Just like that, a mouth-watering final awaited. The Stoke-on-Trent Steamers had battled their way through thick and thin. In a cruel twist of fate, however, their final challenge would be a rematch fashioned in the gates of hell. It was none other than Lucia's baseball team. But first,
Happy birthday! Wow, Wrinkles, I can't believe you're 100 years old. You don't look a day over 87.
with birthday celebrations giving the Steamers a much-needed boost, they headed into the final fired up. Such was the mastery of Lucia's insults, though, that even the party spirit was soon crushed under the weight of her words.
I'm sorry, new boy. I'm sure it took you a long time to get here, but I'm gonna have to send you back to the Mii Plaza now.
The game's first few innings were close, but through great team togetherness, the Steamers pulled ahead. All seemed to be going to plan, and then there was Venus.
Hold on. Who on earth are you? I don't even remember you. I mean, seriously, have you been playing this whole time? I barely even noticed you. It's like you don't even exist. Oh no. No, Lucia, stop! Mr. Nobody they should call you. Mr. Irrelevant. Lucia, stop, you don't know what you're doing! What's the big deal? I'm just saying how nobody cares about it. Oh. Oh god. Oh god, how do I stop it? Hi Venus? Hey, I'm sorry for not noticing you. In fact, oh yes, I remember you now. You're that, really good baseball player, right? Wow, I'm so sorry I never talked to you before. I guess I just feel this need to insult everyone because I'm insecure about my baseballing abilities, and my overcompetitiveness leads me to push everyone I ever cared about away. Wow, you're really good at listening, actually. Huh, that's crazy. I actually feel a lot better now.
With Venus somehow deconstructing Lucia's insecurities, despite not saying a word, the Steamers looked set to win the Golden Nintendo Wii. A mercy rule was declared. It was a 10-3 victory, and the crowd began to go wild until, very suddenly,
No, 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 shouted Lucia. No! Referee, objection. Oh, give it up, Lucia. Referee, the opposition are fielding an illegal player. The crowd took a collective intake of breath. That player there, she pointed her baseball glove straight at Wrinkles, is 100 years old. And if I remember correctly, which I think I do, this competition has an age limit of 99. Is this true? Said the referee. Well, yeah. You have to disqualify them. You just have to. Lucia, stop. They should be banned. Banned for life. Throw them to the wolves! Lucia, you're frothing at the mouth, for God's sake. Well, I have no idea what's going on down there in the ground, but oh yes, I'm just getting confirmation now. It seems the final will be replayed without the offending player.
it was heartbreaking news. The game was to be replayed, and without Wrinkles no less. What's more, in her competitive madness, Lucia had reached a whole new level.
Nobody cares about you, Pipe. You're an imposter. An imposter to Wii Sports. And an imposter to baseball. Just go home and save us all the trouble.
The game descended into chaos. At one point, the Steamers were 2-6 behind. The next moment, after a heroic effort, they had brought it back to 7-6. And then, yet again, there was Venus.
I can't stand it. I don't want to lose. It's just not fair. All I've ever done is play baseball, and then some kid walks in from the Mii Plaza, and somehow he deserves to win. It can't be my fault.
It's my team! They suck! I know I keep shouting at them, but what am I supposed to do? Well, yeah, I suppose I wouldn't like it if someone said that stuff to me. What am I doing? Why am I so angry all the time? And having somehow disarmed Lucia once again, Venus scored another run, and Mindbrain called the Steamers over for a team huddle. Okay everyone, we're 8-6 up. They still have one batting innings left, so this is where we have to seal the deal. But don't worry, because I have a plan.
In a bold move, both Pipe and Engine Room followed instruction to score no more than a single, leaving the bases stacked, and it was now all up to Mindbrain. They had done it! The Stoke-on-Trent Steamers couldn't be stopped now. With one more astounding pitching innings, they had won the final by 12 runs to 7, and this time they had won it for real. Pipe's dream had come true, and all that now remained was to celebrate with the people he cared most about. His team, the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers. But the tale does not end there, as the world of Wii Sports keeps on turning. Venus entered the Wii Sports Table Tennis Super League, where he was reunited with his father Bungus and forced to overcome a difficult and complicated relationship. And, revisiting his distant past, Wrinkles recalled his days as a young samurai, during which he had fought off the invasion of Woohoo Island, then retiring to a tropical paradise far away to establish the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers baseball team. But, with the Wii Baseball World Cup set to return, that chapter may well have to be reopened, as this year's competition is hosted on Woohoo Island itself. Will unsolved mysteries jeopardize the Steamers' title defense? Is there more to the world of Wii Sports than first appears? And, most importantly, in a whole new tournament with whole new challenges, will the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers be able to rekindle their magic to emerge victorious again in the Wii Sports Baseball World Cup?